Hi, my name is Tisha Godfrey, and I am presenting on teacher education initiatives that are offered through the Connecticut Science Center. I ultimately decided to highlight these professional development opportunities as I thought it was important to promote something that was local to us. The Connecticut Science Center has been providing science instruction to educators through opportunities to learn effective science practices and strategies for their implementation since before ground was broken for the actual building. In 2013, these programs officially adopted the name the Joyce D. and Andrew J. Mandel Academy for Teachers at the Connecticut Science Center. Their purpose statement, taken directly from the Connecticut Science Center website states, "The purpose of the Mandel Academy is to inspire educators through professional learning. As a result of our efforts, teachers will increase and deepen their understanding of next-generation science standards and be empowered to create learning experiences that promote a passion for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, allowing students to explore, construct, and apply their knowledge in real-world contexts." The Mandel Academy offers a variety of professional learning experiences with a goal of increasing the knowledge, skill, and excitement of educators in inquiry and three-dimensional teaching and learning. In addition, they seek to build confidence in the implementation of the next-generation science standards. Educators are encouraged to not only rethink what content they are presenting to their students, but are also encouraged to rethink how they engage students in learning science and other STEM subjects. Working to increase student engagement and content understanding is the ultimate goal to ensure better outcomes both in school and beyond. The Mandel Academy supports educators in two main ways. They offer a variety of different sized workshops, including partial day, full day, multi-day, and you can even request customized in-district supports and professional developments. It's based mostly on the size of the classes and the number of educators that are willing to be taking these classes. In addition, they offer classroom coaching where professional learning specialists come to your district after you've completed some of the workshops to provide in-action professional learning. They provide in-the-moment feedback while observing your classroom, and this can be done on a one-to-one or small group basis. The workshop offerings from the Mandel Academy are broken into three main categories. They have a series of workshops on the next generation science standards, and this includes next-gen science exemplar programs. They also have a series on the inquiry for teaching and learning, and one for engineering is elementary. The next generation science standards workshops are designed to be completed in order, with each prior course or workshop being a prerequisite for the next. Participants should begin with either the elements of next generation science standards or making sense of next generation science standards. The elements of next generation science standards is a half-day workshop that introduces educators to the three dimensions of the standards: science and engineering practices, cross-cutting concepts, and disciplinary core ideas. If a full-day workshop is more your pace, then you would want to start with making sense of next-generation science standards. It covers the same material as elements of next-generation science standards. However, it also digs into a little bit more of the actual standards and provides immersive learning experiences that allows the participants the opportunity to deepen their understanding of the fundamentals of the standards and the three dimensions of learning. After that, participants should consider taking the practice of next generation science standards. This is a 3-day workshop that focuses on either K through 5 or 6 through 12 education and provides a foundation for the three dimensions of learning by engaging educators in immersive activities. This provides teachers with exposure on how the three dimensions can work together in an instructional cycle and helps educators to better align their lessons with the next generation science standards. The final workshop offered for educators is the Next Generation Science Standards Assessment Workshop. This is a one-day workshop designed for educators that already have a firm grasp on the standards and the three dimensions of learning, and who are actually already implementing these in their instructional practices within their own classrooms. These educators will learn a scaffolded, reproducible process to create performance-based next generation science standards assessments that can be used in their classrooms to assess the progress of the students. The Connecticut Science Center, along with the Mandel Academy for Teaching, also provides a half-day workshop for administrators and instructional leaders or coaches that allows them to enhance and develop effective science teaching while receiving supportive feedback. In addition to the Next Generation Science Standards series, they also include Next Gen Science Exemplar series. This is a two-part series. In part 1 is a 4.5-day workshop for kindergarten through 12th grade educators with a focus on integrating the three-dimensional learning into science classrooms. The teachers learn to support their students by using science and engineering practices to develop and refine disciplinary and cross-cutting ideas. In part 2 of this series, it is a 3-day workshop that builds on the previous workshop. It focuses on making students partners in their classroom, and educators learn how to use storytelling and storylines to bring science to life. Participants learn through the use of tools, instructional materials, and teacher examples. In this series, there is also a class called Plans, Principles Learning About Networking and Supporting. This is a 1.5-day workshop designed for principals and instructional leaders to figure out ways in which they can constructively support teachers as they implement the next generation science standards into their classroom. I find this to be particularly important as I believe it is essential for principals, instructional leaders, coaches, to have a way to support the teachers who are implementing this within the classroom. The next series offered by the Mandel Academy is Inquiry for Teaching and Learning series. The Introduction to Inquiry workshop is a 5-day workshop that seeks to create and support an environment of immersive activities for educators where strategies will be modeled to help deepen the understanding of inquiry-based instruction so that they can then deepen their students' understanding of inquiry as well. Following that is a 5-day workshop called the Classroom Application Workshop. This focuses on providing additional classroom strategies for implementing inquiry-based instruction and experiences in the classroom. After completing these two, the Formative Assessment Workshop is a 5-day workshop for educators to learn how to create formative assessments for inquiry-based units. The final offering from the Connecticut Science Center and Mandel Academy is Engineering is Elementary workshops. Engineering is Elementary is an award-winning classroom-tested curriculum that integrates engineering and technology with science, language, arts, social studies, and math via storybooks and hands-on design activities for 1st through 5th graders. The Mandel Academy of Teachers offers 1-day workshops of Engineering is Elementary content that includes 20 units of engaging engineering challenges in the fields of earth science, physical science, and life science. The coaching supports provided by the Connecticut Science Center and the Mandel Academy for Teaching there are sort of 3 steps to this. And each district can decide which route they would like to go with if they would like these coaching supports once educators have completed the workshops. In action coaching, Collaborative in-action coaching is designed to support teachers in the classroom with immediate feedback that can be used to positively impact future lessons. A professional learning specialist observes the teacher and class, providing feedback, assistance, lesson planning opportunities, and curricular advice as needed by the teacher. In addition, they also have what is called a lesson study. This is a collaborative in-action coaching designed to focus on specific lesson outcomes. This can be completed either one-on-one or in small groups or in co-teaching classrooms. The professional learning specialist assists with curricular goals, lesson goals, and plans for ways to measure student success in the next generation science standards. Collaboration between the specialist and the teacher occurs to develop a plan to reproduce what is working and identifies areas where the teacher needs growth. And finally, they offer what is called collaborative coaching. A professional learning specialist identifies prime areas of focus during an observation within a classroom. This occurs after a pre-observation planning meeting. After the observation occurs, the professional learning specialist conducts a post-observation with the educator to debrief and make recommendations for future lessons. In order to see if the Connecticut Science Center and the Mandel Academy for Teachers was providing the aims of the program and living up to their purpose statement, I decided to interview two teachers that I know who participated in a variety of different professional development opportunities provided by the Connecticut Science Center. The first person I interviewed, we will call Mrs. B. She is a physical education teacher and has been teaching for 30 plus years. She attended the Inquiry for Teaching and Learning series in 2015 as the district's own initiative seeks to engage students through inquiry-based instruction and learning. The district in which I work and this teacher works has had a major push for the use of inquiry-based instruction over the last several years. Every year they send 4 to 5 teachers, sometimes more, and especially new ones to the district, to these learning opportunities at the Connecticut Science Center. Mrs. B stated that since her training in inquiry-based teaching and learning, she has made a point to incorporate such practices in her physical education classes regularly. She notes that the students benefit from my use of such practices because this is an instructional style that they are seeing across the board. When all teachers are using the same method of instruction, it provides a familiarity. She also went on to say that this makes the students more accountable and a partner in their own education, as they cannot pretend as though this is new to them. When asked about the workshops specifically, Mrs. B states, "The workshops that I attended were incredibly informative. They provided me with such a wonderful base from which to grow as an educator. I particularly enjoyed having a coach to follow up with after all was said and done. I still speak to my coach today about new things that I am trying and seek his advice regularly." I also took some time to interview a second grade teacher in the same district, who we will refer to as Mrs. M. She attended both the Next Generation Science Standards series as well as the Inquiry for Teaching and Learning series. She attended the Inquiry for Teaching and Learning series in 2014 and the Next Generation Science Standards series in 2015. Like Mrs. B, Mrs. M took the Inquiry for Teaching and Learning series as a push by the district to get all educators using an inquiry-based approach to provide continuity for the students as they progress through the grades. Mrs. M stated that, and I quote, "I was hesitant to try a new approach. I was a second-year teacher and things were already changing from when I started. This made me very nervous. I was afraid I would not be able to keep up with all the methods of instruction. I was nervous for no reason. This just made sense and felt very natural when I began to implement it in my own classroom. The specialists they provide as a follow-up was amazing and really helped me to feel more confident in what I was doing. When asked about the Next Generation Science Standards series, Mrs. M noted that it was an informative workshop series that really broke down the standards into manageable pieces. She also noted that the care with which they explained the 3 dimensions for learning was exceptional. This was a hard concept to understand when I was attempting to learn this on my own prior to the workshops. Both workshop series have really helped me to step up my game in the classroom. It made me realize that my students are capable of more than I was giving them credit for. So, was there an achievement of the program aims? It was decided to conduct the 2 previous interviews to really get an idea if the aims of the program and the purpose statement could be met through the professional development workshops provided by the Connecticut Science Center and the Mandel Academy for Teachers. It is believed by this researcher that the programs do in fact support the purpose statement and aims of the workshops. The Mandel Academy provides educators with professional learning experiences that inspire them to gain more knowledge of the next generation science standards and how to implement them within their own classrooms. A passion was created in both of the interview teachers to do more for their students by providing inquiry-based instruction and learning opportunities with the support of a professional learning specialist. The strengths of the initiative. It provides a firm understanding of the next generation science standards and 3-dimensional learning. It provides hands-on professional development opportunities in the area of inquiry-based learning. Coaching supports that provide immediate feedback to teachers as they implement what they have learned throughout the professional development workshops in their own classrooms. There are tie-ins to the learning experiences provided for students through field trip opportunities and experiences at the Connecticut Science Center. And they offer many of these programs over the summer. For some teachers, that's a big no-no. They love their summer, but for many, this might be the only opportunity they have, as they really hate to leave their classrooms during the year and commit the time during the school year to attend these professional development opportunities. Some recommendations going forward for this initiative. I would love to see the inclusion of technology literacy and how to integrate technology into the classroom while also aligning with the next generation science standards. Instruction in how to use technology with inquiry-based instructional methods. The inclusion of how to incorporate mathematics into the next generation science standards. I would love to see it provide strategies for working with students in special education and greater connections to real-world problem solving.